I'm down the weather. What's the saying? I'm down the weather.
Sickness.
Down with the sickness.
Under the weather.
I don't know sayings. God, I don't know sayings at all. I should not be using sayings. I'm the last person that should be using sayings because I get them backwards or I get them just completely wrong. I was at my sister-in-law's house for dinner, and her husband goes, "I have to go let the dogs out." And I was like, "He's gonna take his shoes off?" I was like, "His feet hurt?" What? Because the saying for that is the dogs are barking. So he was like, "Your feet hurt?" And he's like, "No." And then she's like, "No, he's literally gonna go leave and let dogs out." And I went, "Oh!"
I mean, they could be
How
taken
bad
that
I
way,
am.
but,
Yes,
like,
but that's how bad I am with sayings.
oh, that's funny. Otherwise, I thought you were gonna talk about like the song, like "Who Let the Dogs Out."
That was by the Baha Men. No, great song, underrated song.
Oh, I used to listen to that in elementary school. That was fun.
I used to have that on that. Did you know what the hit clips were?
Yeah, I had like 3.
Yeah. So for people that don't know what a hit clip was, it's like this little boom box that's operated by like a battery, and it has this little SD card that would be the record, the single, and it would play maybe like a minute in like 30 seconds.
It was like a fraction of the
like
song.
a teeny tiny bit of the song. And I had that. That was one of my songs. Was "Who Let the Dogs Out" by the Baha Men. And I would break dance, meaning giving myself carpet burns.
Oh no!
Or just like flailing on the ground with my legs. You're being like, "Mom, I can break dance." No.
You're just like, good job, sweetie.
Yeah.
You're doing great, sweetie.
It's just like when I thought I could juggle, but I was only juggling 2 balls.
I mean, that's a start. That's how they teach you.
It's just 2. Like it's not that hard.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Hey, Wanderers! Welcome back to another Foolish Wanderers podcast, the podcast about anything and everything. Today, Kendra's feeling a little bit under the weather, so we're going to talk about some random things, make it a cool, chill episode. So today we're going to talk about why Americans call football soccer, and then we're going to talk about ghost spiders.
Ooh.
Ooh.
No deep diving in this episode.
No, we're throwing it way back to our random episodes.
Oh, yes, we are.
Oh, yes.
We're going old school.
Oh, yeah. It's fun. Like hit clips.
Good callback, Katrina. Good callback. Okay, should we get into this?
Yeah, let's go.
So why Americans call it soccer while the rest of the world calls it football?
Yes.
Honestly, I think it's dumb. I mean, we're from America, but I think it's dumb that we call it soccer.
Yeah. I mean, I like the word, but like, it makes more sense. Football is played with your feet, you know.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Yeah, I like American football more than, football, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, American football really should be called handball or something. I don't know.
Isn't that a thing too? Handball?
I think handball's a completely different sport. But
so we've run out of terms.
We've run out. Yeah, we're just so unoriginal. Okay, here we go with the world. Oh, this is a good story because the World Cup is going on right now.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. Okay, so with the World Cup being played in Qatar, people are once again asking why the U.S. calls it soccer, when much of the rest of the world says football. But the reasons, like the origin of the beautiful game itself, lie buried within British history. So the sport's rules were codified by the newly formed Football Association in 1863, and their version of the game became Association Football. But at the same time, the game of rugby, with its full name Rugby Football, was blossoming after starting in the 1840s at the English private school of the same name. The game played under FA rules was called Association Football to differentiate between the two. But in the 1880s, students at Oxford University, students began using the term rugger and
Ass.
It's like ass ocker or as
Soccer?
soccer. So it looks like ass ocker or as soccer. I don't know how to say it or pronounce it, so I'm just gonna say ass ocker because it's more fun.
How did they get to that term?
I don't know. Rugger and ass
Rugger?
ocker? I don't know. So
Okay.
that was so before the latter was shortened to soccer. So that's how they got it. Ass ocker became soccer.
Soccer.
Okay, so the new name quickly spread. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's quickly spread beyond Oxford and became widely used in Britain in the first half of the 20th century. So, meanwhile, in the US, the sport of gridiron football, which borrowed elements from both rugby and association football, emerged in the late 19th century. So, I'm sure that's where ass soccer or as soccer got its name from, was association football, right?
Oh,
Association.
okay, sure. But where did the ochre come from?
Dude, I don't know. College students are weird.
That's true, yeah.
Okay. With most people in the US calling gridiron simply football, players of association football use the term soccer for their sport, and that name stuck. So, but back in Britain, by the 1980s, the soccer had fallen out of common usage, in part because it had become so synonymous with the US. So they're like, get out of here, you tacky people,
Oh, man.
with your white tube socks and your Nikes.
White tears.
Get out of here.
Oh.
So the term soccer is also still common in other nations where other sports are called football, such as Australia, Canada, and Ireland.
Oh, okay.
In 2014, Professor Stefan Szymanski of the University of Michigan explained the origins of the word soccer. He had analyzed the usage of the word compared to football from 1900 onwards. He wrote in his paper, "It appears that as the popularity of soccer has grown in the US, the word has been used less and less." He continued, "Association football became soccer in America, and what was called gridiron in Britain simply became football in America. Since 1980, the usage of the word soccer has declined in British publications and where it is used. It usually refers to an American context. This decline seems to be a reaction against the increased usage in the US, which seems to be associated with the high point of the NASL around 1980. But he admitted the problem of two names may need to be addressed at some point. He explained, with soccer growing in popularity in the US and the rest of the world, stridently insisting the word soccer is not football, it would appear that some kind of resolution will eventually be required."
So you mean like pick one or the other, then?
Yeah,
go
and
with
I'm
it?
sure it would be like pick football, because why would the rest of the world basically have to switch?
Just switch it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but also I don't think Americans are gonna change the name for football.
No! We are
So-
so stubborn.
Yeah, so I don't know.
We are so stubborn. Just think about in the 70s, they tried to change it to metric in school, and we were like, no.
Honestly,
too
I wish
hard.
they would have.
I wish they would have too, because I use metric at work.
If
All
you
the
work with
time.
like any other country,
Yep.
yeah, you use metric. So
Yep.
I wish they should at least teach it in school. If it's not standard, like at least like
They
offer a bit of a
They
class or
teach
something.
it, but it's like kind of like we're gonna learn some wacky thing that you're not gonna,
That's true.
that don't really pay attention to. That's
Yeah.
kind of how I feel that they treat it.
Yeah, it's not like the mainstream thing for us, but should be.
So yeah, but yeah, that's why Americans call it soccer. And I don't know, I thought it was kind of fun just to like us to look at history as the World Cup, is
Yeah.
going on right now.
Nice. I just like find it interesting that Britain didn't want to use soccer because it's too American. They're like, no, not classy enough.
I like it. I like it, and I also go, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh man.
You do you. You do you, boo.
Alright, should we get into some zombie spiders or ghost spiders? I've heard them
It's
called
zombie
both.
spiders?
So, I think they're more ghost spiders, but this article that I'm going to read from roundglasssustain.com calls
Okay.
it zombie. Yeah, so
Isn't the
so
dead alive make it a zombie or something?
Yes, that's a zombie. Yeah, you're supposed to
Okay,
be dead, but then you
you come
are
back.
still alive. Yeah,
Yep.
kind of like the zombie deer disease that we covered in a
Oh
not deer
Lord, that was
episode.
scary. Yeah,
That's creepy.
the
Yeah,
not deer episode. Yep,
not
the
deer. Yep,
chronic wastings disease.
yep,
Yep.
yep. That's been brought up again too in social media.
Every
People are
time it
talking about
comes up, I go,
especially since we both grew up in like very rural farming areas.
areas.
Yeah,
Yep.
yep.
Well, you
It's good.
farm areas, me not so
Yeah,
much.
yeah. You're coal,
Horror
iron,
movies,
yeah,
woods. Yeah.
woods. Yep.
Yep.
Alrighty. So yeah, I found an article from roundglasssustain.com. And yeah, so I first saw this on TikTok earlier today and thought it was pretty interesting. It's creepy, but it's interesting. So here we go. It is the monsoon. A sudden increase in humidity has something stirring that is neither an animal nor a plant. In the moist corners of the woods, little mushrooms are sprouting. They're spore bearing, fruiting bodies of fungi that remain hidden as colorless masses. The fungi are generally considered to be members of the third kingdom, next to animals and plants. So we have flora, fauna, and fungi.
I
Three
don't want to
F's.
be. I'm trying to think about a stupid joke about the fun. Like, I'm a fun guy. Like, but
That's
I
like the
can't think of
oldest.
anything.
That's like the oldest dad joke in the book.
I know. Did you ever have like a teacher that said fungi instead of fungi?
Not that I remember, but I wouldn't doubt it. Like if someone said that.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go into an ant that gets infected by one of these fungi. So, on one of her foraging trips, an ant steps into a fungal spore, or breathes in one through her respiratory opening. All animals, including us, inhale fungal spores all the time. But the fungal spores picked up by this ant intended to find her. So, the spore travels through her interstellar spaces and slowly feeds off her tissues. So, this is common like in small insects. So, they just wander into these areas with these fungi, and then they get infected, and basically this fungi eats them from the inside out and like slowly takes over their bodies. Yeah, so one monsoon day, she clambers up upon a leaf as if in a trance, so she's high on shrooms. This this isn't her usual behavior. She drops her head and her legs barely move. Sometimes an infected ant like her may bite into the base of a branch or wrap her legs around a branch due to the contraction of the muscles in what's called a quote death grip. So through the night, a stalk of pale white mass erupts from her head joint. Her exoskeleton separates
Ugh.
segment for segment as the fungal filaments glue her in place.
Oh my lord.
So I've seen videos of this like I think a year or two
Ah.
ago. It is really gross, but it's kind of interesting. But yeah, basically this thing just grows inside of these like bugs and stuff, and slowly like they become white and fuzzy and just
It
take
makes
over.
you like explode, or
Yeah, basically, yeah, like their head, like the ant ones, like the like basically rips open the head and like grows
oh
out from
my
the top.
gosh.
Yeah, it's gross, but it's kind of cool. So pathogenic fungi are actually quite common. Most are known to infect plants, and there are about 7,000 species that cause plant rust disease alone. So fungi that cause diseases in animals are also diverse. Over 1,000 species are known, and some can actually affect humans as well. So all it takes is one spore entering the body. For instance, the fungus that had entered the ant's body and turned her into a walking zombie is a type of fungus called an anthropomorphogenic fungi. So
That's
yeah, so
quite the mouthful.
yeah, so actually you can like Google images and stuff, and the ghost spiders. If you look at pictures of those, basically you can like walk into a room and there's like webs of spiders, and they're just like all their joints and everything are just white fuzzy balls. Like they
Oh,
look like it's just like a ghost version of the spider, but fuzzy.
it's kind of cute. It's like a bunny. It's like the bunny
It's a
version of
creepy
it.
eight-legged bunny. Yay!
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think the video that I saw on TikTok, I'll try to see if I can link it in the description so you guys can check it out. But I think it was like like a couple guys from like somewhere in Europe, and they were exploring an abandoned house or something, and they went to the basement, and there's actually a label on the door saying or ghost spiders on
Beware.
the yeah. And they're like, what is that? And they go downstairs, there's just like hundreds of these spiders hanging everywhere. So
uh,
yeah, so you know this fungal thing is in there too, but yeah, so that's what I guess that's why they call it a zombie fungus or a zombie disease is because like for a while they're it's like eating inside out, it makes them walk funny and takes over their brain basically, and
I'm
then it like freezes
sure.
them in place, and then they become a
That's
ghost.
that's just so crazy. I mean, these kinds of stories just make
Hmm.
me like really go like, wow, everyone's so like, I don't know, like hyped up about aliens and stuff, but there's some crazy stuff that's happening here on Earth.
Oh yeah, there is. It's
Like, and this is one of them.
yeah. And these are things you don't hear about like in school, like, at least not in high school. I'm sure in some sort of college classes you probably
Yep.
would,
Yep.
but it's just not normal for us, at least in America, to learn about them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. But yeah, there's like pictures. I'll leave the link to this article too if you guys want to check it out. But there's like pictures that there's like cockroaches, there's spiders, there's an ant. Yeah, basically anything that unfortunately came into path with this fungal thing. So yeah. Oh, there's a moth too. We got a moth. Yeah. Yeah, there's several different kinds too. So there's one called the sparkler fungus that's not just fuzzy, it looks like mini fireworks.
That's neat.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Appropriate name. I love a good sparkler.
Oh, sparklers are fun. I love them. Let's see. I'm going to try to pronounce this name, but forgive my pronunciation. So the Ophiocordyceps
Just say how you spell it then.
Ophiocordyceps space SINENSIS.
Did anyone keep up with that?
It's a very long term. This like branch of the fungi is part of the anthropomorphogenic fungi. So in the upper reaches of the Himalaya, this fungus targets caterpillars of ghost moths that feed on the roots of sparse vegetation. So the spores of the fungus enter the host caterpillar's body. Then towards the end of its life, the caterpillar changes its position so that its head faces the surface as it's overwhelmed by the fungus. Come summertime, it sprouts a fruiting body from the head, and then the spores emerge to the surface. So this particular threatened fungus is sought after by local mushroom foragers, as they earn up to around 150 rubles per piece, according to one report by the BBC. So this fungus is traditionally used as a cure for various ailments, particularly believed to increase fertility. The trade in this fungi was an important factor in Nepal's decade-long civil war, as both sides fought to gain control of the lucrative trade in this fungi. So it has some health benefit, I guess.
Yeah, you want a lot of kids. Okay.
Vitality, yeah. Yep.
All right, well, I got a better one for you. You ready?
Okay, yeah.
This was from a while ago, but
Uh-oh.
we forgot to talk about it because, we've got other more important pressing matters. But Heinz, the ketchup company, they had a fashion collection of vintage clothing featuring pieces already stained with ketchup.
So you just went to like every vintage thrift store and found what was stained by ketchup?
Well, yeah, we'll get into it a little bit more. But so Heinz launched a clothing line that has real tomato ketchup stains on a selection of vintage and thrifted garments. The condiment giant. I like that they're. They kind of are. They are. So, the condiment giant joined forces with online resale platform ThreadUp to launch its vintage drip collection in the U.S. Boasting.
I'm sorry, I don't like the word drip. I don't know.
I don't either, and especially hearing me say it, it sounds even worse. It's not so. I make it sound so uncool.
You're like, I'm sick of using the word
drip. Yep.
Drip.
So make my nose. So boasting 157 pieces, the range features pre-loved streetwear and designer items, which are intentionally designed to be inclusive across size and gender. According to Heinz, each piece has a unique ketchup mark, which the brand describes as, quote, not a stain, but a statement.
Okay.
Okay, so speaking about the range, Heinz's Alyssa Cicero said the collection's about sustainability, celebrating the character Heinz ketchup stains add to apparel. Okay.
We don't get high fashion if that wasn't clear.
She continued to say, we saw an opportunity to view the stain we've been leaving on clothes as another iconic brand symbol. It changed the narrative from a stain to a statement.
So is just everybody gonna walk out of like a restaurant with like ketchup
Not
stain?
Me.
Like, sick.
Not me.
Catch that
Kendra.
drip.
Not Kendra. So according to ThreadUp, the Heinz Vintage Drip collections a timely arrival as demand for pre-loved clothing is reaching an all-time high among Gen Z and millennial consumers who want to be eco-conscious. According to research by ThredUp, 62% of the category said they looked for an item secondhand before purchasing it new. So, yeah.
So are they taking the word drip to not describe necessarily like the clothing, but to like cleverly tie it into their dripping the
you got
the
it.
sauce on it?
Gold star for you.
Ooh, I get a cookie. So I also saw something on TikTok a while ago. It was this girl, she was running late to class and she spilled coffee on her shirt, and
she was like, yeah.
No, she took a pen or marker or something and drew a bird around it, so it looked kind of like a bird. So she made it like a
kind
cute.
Of clever.
It was cute, like the way she did it was really cute. So it's just I think it'd be kind of cool if they took, instead of just rubbing ketchup on clothes, if they drew something around it to like add to it. That'd be cool.
If you make the stain into art rather than just being like it's this crusty old stain.
Yeah, exactly. Like make it something cool. Like that'd be pretty cool. I like that idea.
Yes, I think you're right. I think you basically summed it up. A ketchup stain on its own is not cool, but adding something to it, like making it art around it, is cool.
Yeah, or like putting like your logo in it, or making it into a ketchup bottle. That'd be cool. Like one that's spilled or something.
I think maybe you should work for the condiment giant.
I should. Hey Heinz, contact me.
Beam me up.
Beam me up, Scotty.
Yep.
All right, Wanderers, thank you so much for joining us for this shorter, chill episode. We hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new, maybe? If you guys have any suggestions for future episodes, please feel free to email us at fwplisteners@gmail.com.
And as always, new episodes of the FWP are released weekly from wherever you get your podcasts from, including this place that you're listening to right now. And if you'd like, we would really appreciate it if you would leave us a 5-star review. It helps us get into the algorithms and helps spread our reach, so we can, take over the world.
World domination.
You need like theme music to that or something. Have like some
rock and roll, just
intense. Something. Yeah.
All right, Wanderers, thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys next time.